Learning diversity. This is busting the myth of normal. Take a look at this picture. What is it? Tell me what it is. Okay, who sees a person's face? And does anyone see something different? Okay, what does it spell? Now, if I'm your teacher and I tell you that this is actually liar, and you tell me that it's a person's face, who's right? So even though we have information coming in, sensory input coming in, when did you realize that this isn't all the same for every person? Alright, so go ahead and read this first part and see if you can read it out loud if you have to, and tell me what it says. Now, this actually is the following text. So notice how the words are in different orders. Letters within words are mixed up, or added, or deleted. Now, I had a friend who told me that she could finally figure out how to read when she realized, as an adult, that she saw it 6 different ways. So when she saw all those different configurations, she knew that all meant it. As you can see here, if you don't see the words the same way every time, or you see them differently on the page, and in this case they're all on the same line, but sometimes people actually mix the lines, so the letters change cases from what's printed, clump together in different groups, and all be on different levels of the line, but she still could read. And so when she's reading out loud, you think, well, she's reading really slow, she should work on her fluency, but she's reading. How long could you read something like the top paragraph? So Tommy Hilfiger says, I performed poorly at school when I attended. That is, and was perceived as stupid because of my dyslexia. I still have trouble reading. I have to concentrate very hard at going left to right, left to right. Otherwise my eye just wanders off the bottom of the page. And in reference to his being the class clown, he says, I didn't want anyone to know that I didn't get it. Keira Knightley says, I was called stupid a lot by many lovely kids at school, and that makes you pretty determined to learn to read and write and figure out ways around it. So I did. Alright, listen to this and see if you can understand it.
A learning disability is a neurological disorder. In simple terms, a learning disability results from a difference in the way a person's brain is wired. Children with learning disabilities are as smart or smarter than their peers. They may have difficulty reading, writing, spelling, reasoning, recalling, and/or organizing information if left to figure things out by themselves, or if taught in conventional ways. A learning disability can't be cured or fixed. It is a lifelong issue. With the right support and intervention, however, children and adults with learning disabilities can succeed in school and go on to very successful, often distinguished careers later in life.
Now, what I want you to do is try to listen and understand this, but also read along at the same time and see if that makes a difference. So I'm going to play this again and see if you can listen and understand while you read along.
A learning disability is a neurological disorder. In simple terms, a learning disability results from a difference in the way a person's brain is wired. Children with learning disabilities are as smart or smarter than their peers. They may have difficulty reading, writing, spelling, reasoning, recalling, and/or organizing information if left to figure things out by themselves, or if taught in conventional ways. A
More sensory input, things work better. Okay, this is something for you to try at home. Draw a star or draw a shape, squiggly shape. Then get a mirror and put a piece of paper, put your paper with your mirror above it, and then just look in the mirror while you try to trace the drawing. And if you have somebody who can hold something over your hand so you can't see the paper, that helps. But if not, do your best. Don't look at the paper, just look in the mirror and try to trace what you just drew. And find out what happens. It sounds pretty easy, right? So go ahead and try that. And let's see what happens. For instance, some students I have say to me, I hate it when my pencil gets stuck. And I thought to myself, I don't recall my pencil getting stuck. That's a different kind of thing that happens for him. So that's interesting. Orlando Bloom says school was always a bit tricky. As a teen, Orlando Bloom struggled with reading. His mother encouraged him to be creative as a way of coping with his dyslexia, a learning disability. I just have difficulties recognizing some letters, so I had to work harder than other kids. Many people think dyslexic people are boneheads. Dyslexia doesn't equal a lack of intelligence, he says. Don't laugh at your mates when they have problems with reading. Maybe they'll become movie stars, and you'll want tickets to their previews. Thomas Edison, the great inventor, is quoted as saying, "My teachers say I'm addled. My father thought I was stupid, and I almost decided to be a dunce." He now reads. So he was hopeless at high school, and the quote says that he actually only passed Latin in high school. Agatha Christie, now for some of you who know, she's written lots and lots of mystery books. I myself was always recognized as the slow one in the family. It was quite true, and I knew it and accepted it. Writing and spelling were always terribly difficult for me. My letters were without originality. I was an extraordinarily bad speller and have remained so to this day. One of my students told me when he's trying to write, he gets all stopped up. A good description of what happens